So, good morning. And let's go ahead and start with our feet on the ground, shoulders relaxed. And imagine that you're connecting your feet into the earth, into the ground, spreading your toes. And let the sit bones connect into the chair. Squeeze your glutes and release them a few times. So you can let those sit bones just melt into the chair. And then can you just notice the space within your vertebrae? And now let the shoulders come to ears and release. And do it again. And release. And as you continue to do, see if you can find more space between ears and shoulders. But as you're finding that, what's happening within your spine? So be aware of that as well. Now, can you think about breathing into your pelvic floor? Into all parts of your hips. So I like to close my eyes so I can feel better into whatever is happening within the body. And can you think about breathing into your armpits? And then can you notice one more time the length in your spine? And can you start to shift the weight from front to back in your hips? So putting more weight in the front of the sit bones and in the back of the sit bones. And do that few times. Front of sit bones, back of sit bones. And so as you do that, you're going to arch your spine a bit. You're going to round your spine a bit. Just a bit. And then can we shift the weight from right to left? So meaning put more weight into one sit bone and then into the other sit bone. And notice how that feels to shift the weight, to dip more into one side. Good morning, good morning. And then can we notice how it is to shift the weight again forwards and backwards? And can you notice what's happening with the rest of your spine when you do this? And can you allow things to happen to the rest of your spine? And then coming back center, and can you shift the weight forward and right and back and left? So you're just shifting in a bit of a diagonal and you're just feeling through the rest. How does it feel to shift in a diagonal through your hips? Notice whatever you notice. And now can we shift left and forward and right and back through your hips, using your breath, releasing. And if at any point I'm doing something, but you feel like, I just need to move in a different direction because I'm finding a good release, please Go with that. So, how about now we move from our torso, forward and back from the torso. So now we still want the rest of the spine to respond, but the initiation has changed. So now it's more from up here. But can you still notice what happens within your neck? What happens with your pelvis as you are moving forwards and backwards? And can we shift the weight right to left more from the torso? So it's more like somebody pushed you here and pushed you here and pushed you here and pushed you. So, and notice again what happens then. And then can we move forward and right and back and left? But again, this time we're initiating a little higher up. Notice how that shifts the way you feel the movement. Where do you feel this? And now switch, and it's left and forward and right and back. And do it again. And keep breathing. It's all about feeling into it. What do you notice? And then coming back center. Can we draw a circle from the middle of our bodies here? So letting the chest move forward and side and back, but also thinking about that middle part of your body. And let the movement travel. So how does that help the rest of your body move? How does that make the rest of your body move? And since you can just listen to me, don't have to look at me, let your neck also go with the movement. And can we reverse? And where are you finding space in your body? What are you noticing? Where are you noticing that is a little stickier? And where do you notice, space? And come back center. And how about we lift the arm and lower a few times, just finding more space within the ribs. So reach like you just woke up and you're stretching, right? But it's not so much about lifting the shoulder off the socket as it is to find more space within the ribs. And let's do that a few more times. And then go ahead and release that. Take a nice deep breath. And now notice your spine again and see if you have gained a little more space between the vertebrae. And now let's have the head move side to side. Imagine a balloon floating. Now, as you're moving, okay, we're basically moving our head. But can you keep noticing your spine and what's happening with your lower back? What's happening also with your shoulders? Can you breathe into your belly as you're doing this? And then Switch and look over your shoulder and then over the other shoulder. Can you find rhythm with your breath when you're doing this? Can you imagine that you're exploring the space around you as if it were the first time you're exploring that space? So you're letting your eyes travel to look around. You're taking in everything around you. And this is a beautiful thing. If you have been looking a lot into the computer, you're now indirecting the work. Now, particularly with your eyes, come back center. It's a good rest for your eyes. So go ahead and roll one shoulder at a time. And one more time, let's go a little indirect with this. So as you're rolling, can you let your head move with a roll? Again, so you're taking in things that are surrounding you. And if you have been looking too much at your room, you can imagine that you're looking at my surrounding. You're just taking that in. But chances are we don't really notice some details. I have lived in this home for a long time, and all of a sudden I noticed something that I never did. So support yourself on the right side of the chair. Bring the left arm overhead and find space within your ribs. And then switch. Ah. And this is meant to feel like a nice ah. Can you press those sit bones down and find more and more space all through? And can you keep the shoulders away from ears? And then see, how does that feel? How is that different if you do it that way? And those are just options. And different options move your body differently. And it's good to have options. And roll the shoulders now, both of them, breathing in and out. And can you find your own rhythm here? Maybe you move to the rhythm of your breath. Or maybe you find a different rhythm that is speaking to you today. You have a rhythm of a song. So now, can you grab onto 2 plates of food in each hand, elbows are next to your body? Can you let the hands move out and back in? And when we do, can we find some openness on the top of our bodies? And can you use your breath? And few more times. And then release. Can you allow yourself to move side to side like a little seaweed? And again, can you let yourself take in everything around you? It's such a nice recuperation from just looking in front, from being very direct in our movements, to go a little indirect. Our bodies need it all. So find your feet, find the connection with your feet, spread your toes, feel those toes spreading into the ground. Feel your feet yielding into the ground, and can we allow one knee to move forward where the other side of the hip moves back? So if the right knee is forward, the left side of hip moves back. Left knee forward, and right hip back. And keep going. It's like you're walking without walking. Your hips are moving though, right? This way, this way. And can we breathe into that? Can we let our spines move? And can we let the movement reverberate all the way to the crown of your head? So there's movement happening all through. And then come back center. Extend the right leg in front of you. And for that, you might need to move forward in your chair. But can you extend the right leg, find the lengthening in the back, and just lean gently forward and come back center. And then extend the other leg and lean forward. But when you lean forward, keep going, keep extending. When you lean forward, can you make it as much as you can from your hips? So it's not so much that you're rounding forward, but you're really trying to hinge, making the space a little smaller between the thighs and the hips. And do it a few more times. Now turn your toes gently in this time as you come forward. And turn the toes gently in on the other side as you come forward. Can you now turn the toes gently out as you move forward? And can you do the same on the other side? And can you keep finding length in the spine and come back center? Take a nice deep breath. Let it out. Let the shoulders come up this time. Let it out. Nice. Let the arms come to the sides of your body. Stay forward in the chair. And can you let yourself move side to side? But imagine that you're a marionette and you're being held from the crown of your head. So can you do this while lengthening upwards? And can you do this now without being a marionette and kind of collapsing? So come up and then collapse a bit to the side. And come up and collapse a bit to the side. And come up and collapse a bit to the side. And then come back up. And move wherever you feel comfortable with the chair. And one more time, let the torso move forward and back. But this time, let it move forward and up. And then back and down. And you can allow your gaze to follow. So as you move back and down, let the gaze go towards your belly. And when you move forward and up, the gaze moves up. But this is not an exercise of the neck. It's just not about moving the head up and down. It's about articulating through the spine until your sternum has lifted and your clavicle has widened. And then you move up and same going down. And then come back up. Take a nice deep breath. And can we circle our neck halfway, going to one shoulder? And when we do that, can we have our necks be really loose? It's like you're being a little sloppy. Imagine just being a little sloppy. And by that, I just want you to loosen up through the neck as you're going right and left. But it's not like you're trying to make a perfect circle. So you're really releasing through one direction and then you're releasing through the other direction. And can we come back center? And now can we think about doing the same going backwards? But again, we don't want to go too far back, just to where it feels comfortable. And can you be a little loose there? And like you release, like your head is like a floating balloon, and you're just experiencing the release of your neck as you're moving. And then coming back center. Take a nice deep breath. And now roll one shoulder at a time again, allowing your torso to move. And one more time. I think the theme of this class is indirecting. So can you let your head just kind of go wherever it goes when you roll your shoulders, so it can just totally indirect. And this is a beautiful way to give your neck some rest. And now, can we twist gently to the right? Press your feet into the ground. Breathe into your hips. Breathe into your shoulders. Find more length in the spine. When you breathe out, release everything. And then switch sides. Finding more length and more width in your spine when you breathe in. And when you breathe out, pushing all the air out of the lungs. Let's experience that again on the right side. Push all the air out. And switch. And then can you come back center, interlace your fingers, and then let the wrists move up and down as your fingers stay interlaced. And you can interlace, or actually you can put your fingers together. See whatever feels best. I think maybe you get maybe a bigger range without interlacing. Feel the extent of this movement. Where does it go to? Where do you feel this? And then to interlace and push so that the palms of your hands are away from your body. Relax your shoulders. And can you push forward as you keep your shoulders relaxed, as you keep making more space between each one of your vertebrae, and as you push your feet into the ground. And then release. Take a nice deep breath. And release it there. Let's do this again. Interlace, round, press the feet down, relax the shoulders, belly to spine. Can you make more and more space between each one of your vertebrae until you feel in your belly? You feel more space in the back of your neck. You feel more width in the back of your body, and release. Take a nice deep breath. How about we do one more time for the trifecta? Interlace again, round, relax the shoulders, press the feet down to engage a little more, find space between each one of the vertebrae. Imagine movement upward. Can you look under one armpit? Can you look under the other armpit? Can you come back center and release? And now let the body move like a little seaweed, and see if you have a little more space in general. And as you continue to seaweed, can you draw some infinite signs with that torso? And let's reverse. and then come back center. Just coming in